It's nice to see you. I hope everybody's doing well. Oh, let me sit up. I hope everybody's doing well. I got Delilah in my lap. She won't let me out of her sight for some reason. So it is what it is. Say hi, everybody. Hi, Miss Delilah. How are you doing? She says, you want to say hi? Look up. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Oh, little pumpkin. Oh. So, guys, it's nice to see you all here. It's nice to see you, Kim, Vicky. Hey. So I have a plumber here. So I don't know if I told you guys this, but the other day I was in the restroom and I was like, I noticed the toilet wasn't flushing like it normally does. And so I didn't pay any attention to it. So, later that day I got into the shower and then all of a sudden water was like pooling all over my floor. And I'm like, what the heck? So I realized that I must have a clog. And I thought the clog was gone. Well, today when I ran the laundry, when I did the laundry, and I haven't ran the dishwasher because it's just been me. So unless I make a lot of food and store it or bag it or something. I'm about to make some red sauce, and that's going to take several bags. I usually make about, 6 or 7 gallons of red sauce when I make it. But that's about the only time I really run the dishwasher, and so I haven't noticed any problems in the kitchen at all. I've got the garbage disposal and whatnot, no water, no water. But as soon as I ran the laundry today, Delilah was she never goes in the bathroom unless I'm in there. No privacy whatsoever. But she doesn't just go in there and like play or anything like that. And she was like standing over the like little ledge to get in the shower, and she's just staring at it. And I'm like, what in the world is she staring at? And I go in there and there's standing water in my shower. And I'm like, that is so stinking gross. So I'm like, okay, well, I thought I cleared the clog last week. I got water in my shower. There's something more going on. I'm not going to sit here. Sorry, that was actually the plumber. No, I wasn't buffering. The phone rang and I had to answer it because it was the plumber. And so, actually, which reminds me, I'm going to freeze just again because now I need to put on my do not disturb now that I've talked to them. Give me just a second, please. There we go. Now I'm back. I'm officially back. So they called me earlier today and leave a message, but it was on do not disturb. I was in court and I didn't get the message saying, hey, we got an opening, we had a cancellation, can we come to you earlier? And I'm thinking, okay, sure, come a little earlier. And I called, they're like, oh, you got that call? I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, well, they must have fulfilled it because it looked like it was like an hour before I called them back. And now they just called me to let me know that they're running a little bit behind schedule, but I am the next call. So we'll see how that all works. Sound is breaking up. It's still breaking up. Okay. Let's try it now. How are we doing now? Sound should not be in and out. I got nothing turned on. Okay. So anyways, the plumber's on their way. I don't know when. I was a 2 to 6 designation, and they called to let me know they're running late. So I have a funny feeling I'm going to have a plumber here at the house until 9 o'clock tonight. Yay me. Anyways, hopefully it's just a normal clog that doesn't take very much, just a little roto-rooter thingy, and we're good to go. Let's just pray to God, keep our fingers crossed. No big deal. So court, everybody I know is here because they're interested in law and order, court. Because they love the drama. This was not really a huge hearing. Well, it kind of could have been because they were going after the motion to dismiss my second amended complaints. I have done an amended motion for leave to amend to do a third amended complaint, which I went through the entire motion to dismiss that they filed and adjusted my third amended complaint And the reason why we didn't go forward through the motion to dismiss is because of course, the attorney tries to always blame me for everything, but this was his fault. He didn't look at the docket correctly, and he put September 27th on it. Could I have gone through with the motion to dismiss? Yeah, I could have, but I didn't want to. So, at the end of the day, I wasn't prepared. I was prepared for a September 27th hearing, which was what was on the notice of hearing, and there's no hearing scheduled for September 27th. So we kicked that out until November 15th. And of course, they're going to be putting my motion to dismiss her counterclaims in there. So that's an evidentiary hearing, and therefore I've got a lot of work to do for my evidentiary hearing that's going to come up on March 15th. But I do feel like I'm going to be quasi-successful. I don't know. I think I got the punch for that one. I'm hoping to knock that completely out of the arena and bring all of her counterclaims to nil. That's what I'd like to do. Now, will that happen in a perfect world? Of course it'll happen in a perfect world, but we don't live in a perfect world. We live in a world of toxicity and evil people, much like the lady that I'm suing. So we'll see how that goes. That would be a great day if we can knock her counterclaims out of here and then just focus on what has been done to me. So now again, that's in a perfect world. We don't live in that perfect world. So it was semi-successful because I really didn't want to go through a motion to dismiss. I didn't want to go through the hearing for the motion to dismiss. I knew there wasn't going to be a whole lot to be done from the motion to dismiss anyways, because we were both attending virtually. That means basically no evidence can be brought forward, nothing outside of the four corners. And quite frankly, the majority of the motion to dismiss wasn't legal sufficiency. It was arguing affirmative defenses and not anything that I don't have a cause of action because of XYZ. It's more, well, we need what's extreme and outrageous behavior. That's a matter for a jury to decide, not something that's legally insufficient at this state of the game. But I'm not going to argue my place here. That'll be argued on November 15th. So right now I'm working on getting a flight to and from. I really want to make it quick. So I can't imagine this hearing being more than 2 hours. So I'm literally flying in on the 14th, having my hearing on the 15th, and flying out in the evening of the 15th and making it back home. Like, I don't want to be there. Every minute that I'm that close to that woman, that's more things that can happen to me while I'm in the community. And that's one thing I don't want to. This lady's evil. She doesn't mind breaking the law. And she's already done some major damage to me that everybody is well aware she was a part of. So, for my own personal safety, because I do fear this lady and I fear what her audience is trying to do. I mean, we've already heard the violence coming out of the violent rhetoric coming off her channel. A lady coming to the vigil wanting to punch me in my face, along with her partnership with that freaking beached whale that wants to punch me in my face. Thank you, Barbosa, 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. If you received your gifted membership, don't forget to tell our beautiful Barbosa thank you so much. And so, I mean, obviously there's a lot of violence coming from there. They've done everything they can to try to kick me off of YouTube. They've tried to shut my account down. When that didn't work, they tried to have me arrested. When that didn't work, they tried again until it was ultimately successful, but their ground sucked. So that's all going to be reversed. So there's not really much left that they can do to me outside of trying to unalive me at this point. And people keep saying, oh, it's Betty being full on Betty. Are you kidding me? You guys have watched how aggressive, how this all started with just a bunch of smack talking. Now they're wanting to literally destroy my life and do bodily injury to me. I mean, anybody that is not watching this unfold, don't have a comment, because you're not realizing what they've been trying to do to me for a very long time. They've tried to destroy my life and they tried to terminate my channel. This doesn't sound like normal YouTube BS or somebody just talking smack about somebody. They brought my channel down for 3 solid months. That's damages. Okay? So this, whatever they're pumping into these people's mind to drive a narrative that they're only shit talking and, oh, Betty should just take it. I do take it quite a bit. You don't see anybody else in a lawsuit right now, right? The people you see in a lawsuit is one person that tried to destroy my channel and tried to have me arrested, which just so happened to happen after I sat there in my court documents saying this lady's trying to have me arrested. And of course, the people she's associated with her help, made that possible on August 24th, 2024. So, you know, everybody keeps saying, oh, she's full on Betty. Well, it's kind of funny that I keep having this crystal ball, yet I'm not a psychic. Just saying. Thank you. So that's kind of where we are with the lawsuit with Fat Lips. And I don't know. I thought it was a good day. He thought he was going to steamroll me, and, you know, karma's a bee. That's all I got to say. Maybe he should have checked his paperwork, which is what he's always telling me to do. Funny how he's an attorney, but I need to get an attorney, but he seems to make the same type of mistakes that I've made. Funny how that happens. Fat Lips. Well, we got Fat Lips, Beach Whale, and Shamu. I mean, you know, I could call her Miss Piggy, but I figured I'd be disrespecting Miss Piggy, and I love Miss Piggy. Okay. I don't want to be disrespecting Miss Piggy. Kermit might be knocking on my door. I only use that just to insult them. We're friendly to the fluffy. Truth always comes out. It'll be in your favor. Yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. And I got the proposed order. The judge made me do the proposed order today. And of course I did it, you know, with everything I heard. I made sure I took copious notes. And then of course our attorney's like, oh, he said he's going to make dockets for this. Like, basically, don't you ever listen? It's like, man, thank you. Have a great day. Thank you for clarifying that for me. Have a wonderful day. Kind regards. Nick has quite a few nicknames. Oh, quite a few nicknames, Ella. He's so witty. Oh, really? Well, me and him need to get together. I need to share we need to be on, you know, it's like the narrative that the hate channels drive. Like, you know, if we're gonna be dogging on them, we should at least be dogging on them with the same name, so it doesn't confuse our audience. I love how you've proven them to be idiots for over a year. Yeah, well, they are. They're well, because they lied to people for so many years, and they had this mob mentality and hate bonding for so long. And it's like, you know, now they're being called out on national, like they kept trying to call Bullhorn Betty out. Oh, we're going to expose you. Well, you know what? It didn't go national. Guess what? These people's bad behavior are literally being put under a magnifying glass on a national platform about how disgusting and problematic they are. That pales. Bullhorn Betty pales to that comparison. Like, the hate channels have just now got the worst rap ever. Not just here on YouTube, but literally on a national platform in front of millions of people. Like, sorry, not sorry. They're all trying to relive their high school days. Because they're all doing bad stuff to their body. Like, they don't have much time, man. Every single day they wake up, they're a little closer. I mean, we all are. But, you know, like me, I used to do terrible things to my body. Now I do as much as I can. Well, I did start relapsing back into sugar. But I'm going to change that. And I'm going to quit drinking soda, too. It'll start right after this 12-pack's done, okay? It's gonna. I feel like I'm gonna kick the habit again this time. You know, I'm really gonna put forth some effort to kick the sweets and the carbs out of the house. Even a few of the call out channels are siding with UBHB. They see who the issue truly is. Yes. Well, it just took me removing myself from everyone. It took me putting myself in the corner and just doing my own thing and being unaffiliated with anybody and everybody, and just removing us from all of that chaos. And once that happened, now granted, it still took about what we're doing, 6 months now, 8 months. How much? I don't know why it's freezing up. I've been having some internet. I wonder if they're installing internet someplace. I don't know. But either way, we just have some things going on, and it just took me removing myself for people to see what was going on. Because when you're there in the middle of everything and everybody's just using you as a clubbing, then what do? Remove yourself from any possibility of them being able to club you over the head. We weren't asking for money for our trips. We weren't doing this. All we were doing is going out, advocating, spending our own money, spending, whatever we generate, we've been doing. And so we took away every talking point they had. One by one, little by slow, we removed every single one of their talking points over the last 2 years. But the most profound changes happened in the last 8 months on this channel. And then about 6 months ago was when we started seeing other people doing disgusting things like manufacturing statements and acting like, troll accounts being used to help fuel salacious information on the Sebastian Rogers case because nobody had anything. And then came the lie campaign and the hate campaign, and it was just like everything was starting to get so big because this is their MO, but on such a smaller level. But now that it's snowballed into this big thing because everybody just wants to kick me off, it finally exposed itself. And that's where we're at, where we can identify 3 main people that tried to take this channel out. We have QB's team, we got Shamu's team, or not Shamu's team, JLR's team, and then we have Beached Whale's team. And these are teams. These are them and all of their little friends, their little circle of people, and this person and their circle of people, which includes the ones that aren't performing as so well, like J for J, and BT, and all these other things, all these teams. And so we know that they are the ones that helped get the parents, the mom and stepfather, as well as the wannabe step-grandparents of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, to do this underhanded maneuver that is most likely going to end up costing them in the end. At least I hope it does. So I don't know. I didn't want 2 court cases going on. But now that there are 2 cases going on, I'm just glad that we were able to get attorneys for the one in Tennessee, because that is a winner chicken dinner all day long. Now granted, I never say anything is a for sure thing, which I will not say, but the case law is pretty cut and dry in Tennessee on what happened to me, and it's it appears to be voting completely 100% in my favor. So we'll see how it all goes. But today, it was a good day. I argued with that attorney for over a month to reduce that from a two hour hearing to a 15-minute hearing. He wouldn't budge, so he wasted the court's time. He wasted the judge's time. And once again, we were ultimately there for about 15 minutes. So the judge ended up having an hour and 45 minutes of wasted time that could have been used on another case because of the shenanigans of this attorney. But you know what? He wants to always show me who's boss. So guess what? I guess we went in there, and even though they wanted to do the motion to dismiss, that didn't happen. Even though he wanted to have an in-person hearing, that didn't happen. And even though he wanted to have a 2-hour hearing, I got my 15-minute hearing. So I guess he showed me who's boss. Just saying. Just saying. I guess he wanted a FAFO. I'm just saying. I didn't mean for it to turn out that way, but over 30 days ago, I said this is how it's going to be. He wanted to fight me tooth and nail, and today we went in there, and that's exactly how it's going to be. So, just saying, you know, he was the one shining those FAFO lights on the outdoor of his building. I'm just saying, I was just trying to point out, I'm not giving myself a pat on the back, but I do have the receipts. I can't show the receipts, but I do have the receipt to prove that it took me. I argued with that man for a month to have a 15-minute hearing, and he would not concede on a 2-hour hearing. He would not do it. He would not do it. And then he said, well, we're going to have this hearing on the motion to dismiss. I'm going to move forward. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Have a great day, sir. We didn't move forward. I just thought I'd say that. Just thought I'd say that out loud. Oh, I'm not giving up any information on where I'll be. You guys will know where I'm at when I get there. I can tell you it doesn't really matter because my head's going down for just a few hours, and after that I got to go to the court, and after the court I got to go back to the airport. I'm not staying there. I don't know what you guys are thinking. I'm getting the latest flight. I'm going home. I don't want to be there. The state of Illinois is entirely too small for me and that woman to be in the same state, okay? No matter how many miles are away from her and me, it's still too close, okay? The lady's evil, she's violent, and she's a criminal. I want nothing to do with her. I always say I'll be there when I'm there. Sorry, I know it's having problems. I don't know what channel she's. Oh, it's Fat Lips. We don't name drop. We don't name drop trash channels because they don't deserve my platform. They got their own echo chamber that they talk to, scream at, bitch at, never do anything with but complain. Hate bond. There we go. Hate bond with. Hey, me Betty. It's nice to see you. To all who have COVID right now. Oh, I haven't heard of anybody having COVID right now. But whoever does have COVID right now, may you have a speedy recovery. Hope in the shadows. Nice to see you. Big Mac Mike in the house. That orange lady was at it again today. These people. Like I said, we just need to stay off the crap channels. We'll all be happier. Not only that, she is massive. Oh yeah. Literally all day. God knows what else too. I'm just saying. I've looked at her record. It's not very positive. She was in a bust of some really bad stuff. That's what I can say. Really, really, really bad stuff. So, not people I would ever hang out with. I can tell you that. I mean, I would have hung out with the likes of her back in my 20s, but I was on a lot of substances and a lot of alcohol, you know. But this day and age, there's no way. I'm sorry. We have our own people, you know. We have people we like and people we dislike. I don't see sober people hanging out with a bunch of people that smoke a lot of, you know, substances. Just like I don't see a recovering alcoholic or addict hanging out with people that drink all day. You know, it's just not something people do. People that don't smoke typically don't hang around a whole bunch of people that smoke. Damn, Delilah. Whew. Oh, good gracious. What are you eating? Whew. I don't know if you guys can see that green pume coming up in my face. Oh my goodness. The silent killer of dogs. It's called their butt. It's called their butt. Whew. You know, it's times like these I wish I smoked cigarettes. Because I think the cigarette would smell better than what's going up my nose right now. Woo, good gracious. She didn't even budge. She didn't even budge. She's still sleeping. And you gotta be careful what you feed your dogs. Just be careful what you feed your dogs. Glad things went in your favor. Well, they didn't really. I mean, they were okay. It was a motion to withdraw the protective order, and it's because apparently I didn't do it the right way, and all the attorney was going to do was fight me tooth and nail on it. It was, the judge is going to follow the law, so there's no point in even arguing about it. I've got to go about the protective order a different way, but thank goodness, to the people that just showed me the way, except I won't lie under oath, but I've got enough information that I think I will be able to get it on my own. The question is, do I have to get it here in Florida or there in Illinois? And if I have to get it there in Illinois, then I may have to extend, some stay, or get there a day earlier, or stay a day later, something like that. I don't want to tell too much, but whatever I need to do, I need to get done while I'm there. And I want it done before Christmas, because the next time I go there, I want to make sure I've got something that's going to give me the ability to stay protected. I don't trust her, and I don't trust her audience. So, yes, those silent ones are the deadliest. My dog ate cabbage today. Well, you can keep your dog there, Phil. My dog didn't eat cabbage today. I gave her a little bit of meat that the neighbor brought over. I made the beef stew. I still had a whole pot of it. I was just at, after court and stuff like that. I've been on the phone. I've been doing this. I've been doing that. I've been dealing with the plumbing issue too, because I needed to do laundry today. I've got a mess of laundry that needs to be done. The sheets and stuff. I didn't do it this weekend, which I'm kind of glad I didn't do it this weekend. Can you imagine me having a plumbing issue on a Saturday or Sunday? You want to talk about nickel and diming me? Have a plumbing issue on a weekend. You're going to get a big old fat bill. So I'm glad I didn't do it, but I have still laundry to do today, and it's two beddings. I've got 2 beds in this house, so it's 2 beddings, plus all of my laundry throughout the week. So, and then I've got all the towels that just had to be mopped up in the bathroom because of the water coming out of God knows where. Thank God the water wasn't nasty. If it was nasty, I'd have been up Crack Creek. Literally. I have, I don't know if you know what it says on my StreamYard. On my StreamYard, it says, I got a little poop emoji. And I say, when the poop gets deep, put on boots. I didn't mean in my own house, and I wasn't meaning it literally, okay? Be careful what you ask for, guys. I asked for boots. I didn't ask for the poop. I'm just saying. Little communication issue with me and the guy upstairs. I'm just saying. Just a small communication issue. Oh, Delilah is beautiful, even if she doesn't smell like smell of roses. Well, typically she does. What's so cute is I have that. I don't know if you guys remember, but it was for something. I can't remember if it was for my birthday last year or if it was for just because. I remember it was Jen and it was Jen and maybe it was the Mod Squad. I can't remember who did it. I think it was just Jen. It's me, Jen. And she sent me like this vanilla mocha spray. Well, when Delilah came back from my mom's, I knew my mom had given her a shower. So I didn't want to give her another bath when she got here. And so I'm like, well, she doesn't smell like my mom when she washed her, she bathed her, but she didn't put the Pantene on her, and the Pantene makes her smell phenomenal. I'm just letting you know, okay? But I had the Pantene, not my mom. I'm not giving my mom my Pantene. But I always put spray Pantene on her her fur to make her really nice and soft and shiny and pretty, right? Because she's a little girl and she needs to be soft and smell good and shiny and pretty. And so she just didn't smell all pretty. So I took that vanilla mocha and I sprayed it right on the back of her neck and just kind of rubbed it in a little bit, where she couldn't lick it. I didn't want her licking it. Well, my mom comes over here like 3 or 4 days, maybe it was 5 days later. She was just here, was it yesterday? I think it might have been yesterday. And she picks Delilah up. Or it might have been on my birthday. She was here on my birthday too. I think she picked her up on my birthday. And she's like, she smells like chocolate. I'm not lying. I said, no, she doesn't. She smells like vanilla mocha. I said, I guess mocha could imply a little chocolate, but there's vanilla mocha to you, Miss Thing. And I didn't realize it had lasted that long, and it was that Victoria's Secret spray that they got me. I'm good now. Just got new strain. Ugh. I've never got COVID. You know that? I've never caught COVID. The only thing that I have literally in the last 5 or 6 years that I've been sick one time, and it was right after the hurricane. And you guys were here for me. I think I was sick, like with a sore throat. I didn't run a fever, but I just had a sore throat, and that lasted 2 days. And then I had some snot and stuff like that, like a head cold. That was just in my literally just my sinuses. It wasn't even in my chest or anything. It was just right there. And that lasted for, I think, another 3 days after it. So a total of 5 days in 5 years. I don't get sick. I've been around literally during COVID. That was probably some of the peak work I did on political activism that I think I ever did. So I was around literally on a weekly basis, or at least every 2. I was around hundreds of thousands of people. I can tell you probably within that span of that year of COVID, I was probably around at least 1 million people. And I'm not being, that might be an understatement, because I was around hundreds of thousands of people throughout that. I mean, I was around 50, 60,000 people almost on a daily basis at different events and rallies and stuff like that. And you just add all that up. I mean, I bet you I was around at least 1 million people, and I didn't ask them what their medical history or anything like that was. What I did is I washed my hands and I took my vitamins, and I made sure, like, even my cans every now and again, I didn't do it very regularly, but I'd wipe my cans down or something like that. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, the people are talking about the COVID boosters and in the vaccinations and stuff like that. As long as you're not negative about it or giving misinformation about the illness, it shouldn't trigger anything. Yeah, they don't mind you talking about it. It's just that everybody was misinforming, and so they were really removing a bunch of stuff related to it. A lot of people don't get it, even around one who has had it but didn't. You know what, though? I'm not lying about this. Every person that I've known that got the vax, they've all had it multiple times. And I'm not saying that everybody that got it has gotten it multiple times. I'm just simply saying the people that I know that got it have had it multiple times. I never got it. I have never got it. I never got the vax. Never got the bug. That's awful. Aw. Well, whoever's got it now, just take care of yourself. Drink a lot of fluids, and like me, I would be taking 3 vitamin D every single day. That's the one deficiency that was among most of the people. I think the plumber might be here. I think my plumber, I don't know. It looks like they drove past my house. If it is my plumber, I don't see him backing up. So anyways, guys, let me run. Let me get this whole plumbing thing taken care of. I'll be back live. I don't know if I don't think I'm going to do a live from the office today. I need to get organized with my the videos, because we're going back. We're going to still go through it. I think where we stopped off with our information on Sebastian Rogers was March 7th. So for those that are just tuning in, we've been going from the very beginning of this case, long before any of us ever knew this case was existing, because most of us didn't learn of this case until it started approaching the March 3rd time frame. That's when the case was taking a shift toward foul play. That's when the mom and stepdad started getting a little more vocal in the public. And so we didn't really get in there. There's a lot of behind the story stuff that many people had missed. And it was really those first few days, February 26th to right around March 2nd. And so what we learned is that within 3 days, something didn't feel right in this case. They were starting to say, you know, having a little bit of concerns about not getting any type of scent, not being able to track the whereabouts, not being able to identify which way Sebastian left or how he even walked out of his home. They couldn't determine that. Nothing was determined. And then as we start progressing, you know, we start seeing the Duchess interview of the 3rd. We start seeing the WSMV interview of the 4th. Then we kind of move into the 5th and 6th. And the 6th is when they start going into the landfill. So this is starting to really take a wild swing from it being just a missing person to now them having probable cause to search a landfill and a subpoena to do so. So, you know, we're starting to see, and it's really starting to paint this picture of what appeared to have been a child simply walking out of his home into something much more nefarious. And the telltale sign, although downplayed by law enforcement, was absolutely 100% the landfill search. That's the one that got us. That's the one that made us scratch our heads and say, why in the world are they in the landfill? And we're trying to listen to law enforcement. This is before we realized that they would be willing to deceive the public. It wasn't, their deception to the public wasn't really as obvious until the light video and them trying to imply that the lights were some type of garbage truck, when we have an eyewitness that came forward and said, look, there's no way these were garbage truck lights. These lights went to a car. And that's when we flipped the image and we could clearly see the backside of a car. It wasn't until Miss Bobby's interview that we finally knew what that light source, we all saw a light come on, but we didn't know what we were looking at. We didn't know if they were floodlights. We didn't know if they were vehicle lights. We didn't know if they were from across the street. And then it was like, boom, those lights are literally in front of a camera. If it was a rattlesnake, it would have bit us. And Miss Bobby also reported seeing the trash truck and the school bus come through 2 hours, approximately 2 hours after those lights, those little dots happened. 2 hours after. You're not talking about just a few moments later. You're talking about 2 hours after the lights and the unknown car video was taken. So this is definitely very interesting. I'm very curious what's going to be made of the information out there. But right now, you know, we know law enforcement deceived us. But way back here, when they were telling us there was nothing to see over here, that it was just, you know, normal and customary just to eliminate a possibility, that was the landfill search. But what about now that we're realized they'll lie to us about the garbage truck? We kind of feel like they lied to us about the landfill search. Now we got to go back to one of the original statements about the drainage of the retaining pond. Is it possible that they did find something and are lying to the public to keep the information out of the public eye? They have never, after all these months, they never went to the podium and stated that there is a stranger danger situation here. After 7 months, I feel like if somebody was up snatching kids out of their home in the middle of the night, they would have had evidence of that in 7 months. They would have had a shoe print, they would have had a fingerprint, they would have had some type of indication that this child crossed paths with a third party of nefarious nature. No, well, see, this is what I think, Lala, is I think that they deceived him too, just like they deceived, well, they didn't probably deceive Chris and Katie. They were one of the first people that came out. I don't think he saw the video. I think he was just told by the agents that it was. And even if he did see the garbage truck video, I think they showed him the garbage truck video, not the portion Nick Barris had presented. I think they tried to manipulate the situation if that's what they did. They are allowed to lie. They're allowed to lie to Seth. They're allowed to lie to the mom. They're allowed to lie to the stepdad. They are allowed to lie to them. They are allowed to lie to us, the public. It's not good because it's going to be hard to fix some of the stuff that they do when it goes into a court hearing, but it doesn't sound like they're very interested in making a big deal about a missing, medically needed boy. So I don't know. I'm a little confused. I always thought that law enforcement was there to put the bad guys behind bars, not the good ones. The people that break laws, not the ones that follow them. What happened in court? Nothing. It was very good, I thought. I withdrew my order of protection. I'll be getting that a different route, not through this. I have to do a whole nother criminal act. I have to do an actual criminal action, or do something to that nature in order to get this. So I'll look into what was stated in that hearing, the prior hearing, as to what the steps were. But apparently, I've got to do something. But we have at least a roadmap, right? We had somebody already, paint out the roadmap on how and exactly how to get this. But the great news is I have supporting documentation, not lies. And the attorney wanted to push forward with the motion to dismiss my second amended complaint, which did not go forward today. That will be addressed on November 15th. So I've got some work to do before then, but at least it's set out enough that arrangements can be made. So I'm very grateful for that. That's one thing I'm grateful for. The one thing I'm not so grateful for is that it happens right before Thanksgiving. But to be honest with you, it's not a big deal for me. Thanksgiving, I'm usually home or I'm out somewhere. It is. I used to do big spreads here at the house. That's when I had a huge family. And now, now that I'm divorced, that side of the family, we're all in all different places, and I really don't, speak to them very much. Like I speak to none of Vince's brothers' families or anything like that. I did speak to Vince the other day. He called to check on me and the dog to see how everything was going. And I told him, I still haven't been home long enough to get the fence fixed, and that I needed the starter replaced in the lawnmower. And he said, "Great, good luck." He don't want help. He no longer owns the home, and it doesn't. I was like, well, hey, you called, you asked if you really care. You can go out and sweat your butt off. He ain't falling for that. But I was good to hear from him. But he scared me because, he's always on that motorcycle now. And he told me that about a month ago or so, a big pickup truck, one that's really jacked up, when he was at a light down the road, he said it ended up rolling into his I can't say the word without paying the customer, the B seat, right? The B seat, the ish seat. So I don't know if it dented it or not. I think he said there was no damage. He said, but it scared the crap out of him. It pushed his bike forward. And he looked around and he says that the freaking bumper of the truck, like the truck couldn't even see him down there. He's on a full black dresser. And a big old truck didn't even see him. That scares the crap out of me. There's a lot of motorcycle drivers here in Florida. And, these big trucks, especially the ones that are intentionally jacked up like that high, they need to be careful. Vince has 5 beautiful grandchildren, two daughters. It's like they deserve their grandfather. I mean, even though Vince and I are divorced, that would break my heart if anything happened to that man. The only problem with him is the whiskey. As long as he's off the whiskey, he's a great guy. It's the whiskey, though. The whiskey does him in. It makes him into a person, just a totally different person. But if he stays away from the whiskey, I mean, even if he just drinks the beer, but he told me he stopped drinking everything altogether. And it's like, you know, I've heard that before. So I don't know how long that's going to last, but it's always the whiskey. So we no longer have our trike. Other motorists no care. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's that they don't care. I think everybody's just in such a hurry to get places. They're not paying attention, you know, and it's putting a lot of people's lives in danger. My brother-in-law, his brother, ended up getting into a bad motorcycle wreck, and him and his girlfriend Kim had no helmets on, and you know, went on the ground. It didn't. If it did, let me put it like this: if he did sustain head injuries, it wasn't noticeable. Okay, just saying. Me and his brother Richard do not get along, but I can tell you, I would not want anything. Sorry, my battery's saying anything happening to him. I wouldn't want anything happening to him. So that was, you know, we were concerned, and it's his brother, and so he was freaking out, and that's his only brother that he has the same father and mother with. So the other ones are half brothers, but that was scary. But the one was Kyle, you know, my stepdaughter's fiance. When he died in a motorcycle accident, and it was ultimately his fault. He was going way too fast, and a lady was doing a U-turn, but he was going so fast she didn't see him, and a piece of his bike ended up getting his carotid, and he was gone within seconds. But that after that wreck, that was pretty much the last time. I remember when Vince, it was about a year and a half or 2 years ago, he had just gotten his new motorcycle. He came over here to show it off. And he's like, do you want to go? And I said, yeah, I'll go around the block. And he wanted to go a little further than around the block, and my anxiety wouldn't let me. I mean, I just can't do it. I can't do it. It's very hard for me to get on the back of a motorcycle. I mean, I could literally feel like, I've never had anxiety, but I had anxiety that day. And so I literally made him drive me around in a circle and bring me back here. I'm like, I can't do the motorcycles anymore. So it is what it is. All right, guys, my battery is almost kaput. It's like red, and I just got a notification that I'm down to like 10%. So I'm going to let you guys go. You have a great day. I'll be back later, probably in about 3 hours or so. I've got to go through my list. It's been a little while since we started having, I may just keep going down the road that we're going, because we're at March 7th. I got to go back to my list and see where we are on our ride down memory lane as we start approaching the new information. There's not a whole lot of information that is out there other than people's willingness to talk a little more. Anyways, guys, you take care. God bless each and every one of you, and we'll see you soon.